This is lesson 10-1, Understanding Integers. Our essential question, what are integers? And this picture with the number line shows what we're going to be doing today, which is talking about integers and their opposites. So take a few seconds to look at that. We have 3 vocab words: opposites, which are numbers that are the same distance from 0; integers, which are the counting numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their opposites, and 0. And absolute value, which is the distance from 0. So we have example number 1. So we're looking at our number line, and you can see that our point on the number line is here. It is on the -3. Okay, so that is our integer. Our integer is just wherever the point is, that's our answer. So integer is -3. Now the opposite of -3 is +3. So positives and negatives are opposite of each other. If you have a negative, the opposite is positive. If you have a positive, the opposite is negative. And then the absolute value means how many places away is this from the 0. So let's count. Start here at our point and we go till we get to 0. So it's 1, 2, 3 places away from 0. So that's the absolute value. Example number 2, we have point B, and we have to figure out what the number is because it doesn't tell us. So it looks like here's 0, and I have 2 lines, and then I have 3, then I have another line, and then I have 5. So it looks like it's counting by ones. So it looks like B is on the 1. So that is my integer, 1. The opposite of 1 is -1. Remember, the opposite of a positive is a negative. Now the absolute value is how many places is it from 0. So here's our point, and let's see how many places to get to 0. Only 1 place. So our absolute value is 1. Example number 3, they already gave us the integer, which is -4. And the opposite of -4 is +4. When we write positive numbers, we don't put a plus sign in front of them. We just write them like a regular number. And then the absolute value. Now, if you really need to, you can draw out a number line. Mine is a little bit crooked. And put your numbers on there. So I went up to +4 and -4. And my integer is -4. So I put my dot there. And then I see how many places it is from 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4 places. And you'll notice that the absolute value is turning out to be a positive number of whatever your integer is. So if your integer is -4, the absolute value is 4. If the integer is 5, the absolute value is 5 because 5 is 5 spaces from 0. Example number 4, now this one we did a little backwards. So we have the opposite this time, which is 5. So the integer has to be a -5 for these two to be opposites of each other. Now I'm working off my integer because that's always your base number, your integer. How many places away from 0 is -5? Well, it's 5 places from 0 on a number line. So that's my absolute value. All right, you have 3 practice problems. You have to tell me the integer, the opposite, and the absolute value for A, B, and C. Don't forget a word problem or a question, and rate your understanding.